And we are live. Welcome back to Please Don't Livestream, the show where we, usually have some pretty interesting conversations, but today we're just gonna speculate endlessly, so like some kind of fanboys. And with me today, I have the Delgaiso brothers. It's Dani.
Yeah.
And it's Gabbe. So yeah. We're gonna talk about some of the news that came out recently about the new Bond movie, Bond. What is it? Number 25. And just have a little conversation about it. We'll see how long we'll go on for. What sparked this latest news explosion, or whatever you want to call it, about Bond was the departure of Danny Boyle. And he had been on as the director for like a while, and then at least from my perspective, like out of nowhere, just like, now I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't know what they said it was creative differences, but that could mean anything.
It is the biggest excuse always to use creative differences when conflict has happened.
Yeah.
And something that's interesting is that actually Danny Boyle, he's been used as a director to replace directors that have created differences with the movie company. A movie that actually he replaced was the Steve Jobs movie. Danny Boyle replaced David Fincher.
Yeah, right.
Because David Fincher had a huge salary demand, and Sony thought we're not going to match this salary. The ironic thing is as well that Sony sold the whole idea to Universal Pictures, and Danny Boyle got connected to it. So
yeah, and it's kind of. It's kind of, I don't want to say sad, but it's unfortunate.
And Danny Boyle already directed James Bond. He did direct, yeah. Well, this is so
right.
Yeah, exactly. I thought you must know what I mean.
Yeah,
the little sequence with the Queen of England during the Olympics.
Yeah, right. But yeah, and I guess that's why he was like a shoo-in to do the next movie. And it was also kind of interesting because the directors of James Bond movies has always kind of been like lesser known directors, not like the big names. They've never really had the budget for the big names. But then they got Sam Mendes, which is he's kind of a known director.
He's an Academy Award winner.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like the biggest they had.
Yeah, exactly. It was probably the first time people actually talked about the director, not just about who was playing James Bond. And then they were gonna replace him, or his stint was over, so they were gonna replace him with Danny Boyle, another like big name director. It's kind of interesting. So it's unfortunate that he left, because I think he could have done an interesting James Bond.
Like a chunky James Bond.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of like stuff like that I felt was going to be very different about this one, because I'm not sure how familiar you are with the movies, either of you.
Which you mean?
I've seen them all, but I can't remember much from certain.
Okay.
I haven't seen the last one. What was it, Spectre?
Yeah, Spectre. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't hear too many great reviews.
No, and that was kind of what I was getting into, because when Daniel Craig made his first movie, it was kind of a soft, or actually it was actually a hard reboot, because in the opening scenes of Casino Royale is when he gets his 00 status as an agent.
Yeah, he gets his license to kill.
Yeah, exactly, his license to kill. So that was like a hard reboot. Like, yep, we're starting over. This is a new Bond. It was like, okay, fine, good. And then they made Quantum of Solace. It's kind of so. Skyfall was amazing, and then Spectre was kind of boring, and it didn't really gel very well.
And there was a problem with the pacing as well.
With what?
with the pacing in the movie, from what I have heard. I don't know if it's true or not, because it ramped up kind of quickly.
Yeah, and it was really everything in that movie. Nothing really kind of worked, and the worst part being that Daniel Craig, he didn't really want to play James Bond anymore, which is it's both. It was first reported, he was. I think we talked about this, Danny, when we made a podcast about this last year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
How he was like reported saying in press junkets, like, I'd rather slit my wrists than play James Bond again. It's like, okay, yeah, we get it. So yeah, and you could also see that on screen he was just not like in it at all. So this, and the unfortunate thing about that is that Spectre was supposed to start this, like, I don't want to say expanded universe, but almost like they wanted to start like a longer, like more like make more direct sequels with Daniel Craig, the way that movie ends. Not just make these like standalone movies like they had before. But now the next one, because of the bad reviews and Daniel Craig not returning, they're kind of having to start over again. Because in this climate, you can't just make James Bond movies like you did before. You can't just we'll have a new actor play the same guy, and we'll continue the story from the last one. It won't work if they change the actor, I think. So there was like a lot of interesting things happening with this one.
It depends, I think, because if they made it that James Bond is just a code name, but then again with Skyfall they can't really do that anymore.
No, because that one they made it like too personal of a story. It was actually about James Bond. I know that the 007 is just a code name. That is like technically true, but 007 has always been James Bond. But that is a fun like fan fiction, because I know Max Landis wrote like a treatment about that all the other 007s came after the new James Bond or new 007. And also I know we talked about this in the last one as well, Danny, that they were going to cast Idris Elba as James Bond, and we were talking about how the fans would react to that. And I was kind of on the fence about it, because I didn't really know him as an actor too much. But then over the last year, I've seen him in more stuff, and I was like, yeah, he could actually do a really good Bond. But then, it turned out that was also part of the news that he's not gonna play Bond. He was just like tricking people on Twitter for some reason. So I don't know. It's a lot right now. They don't have an actor. Well, they're sort of bringing back Daniel Craig, but I don't know. But they don't really have an actor. They don't have a director. I also heard they don't even have a script that they like. The script they had, neither Daniel Craig or the producers, Michael Wilson and Barbara Broccoli, liked it. So they don't have anything. And now the movie is supposed to come out in October of next year. So I don't know.
It's basically a shit show right now.
Yeah, it is. So now, yeah.
They don't. I know it's a James Bond movie, but couldn't they do something more about MI6? Just have another agent. And just make that Bond went on a hiatus. It's not. He just went, dark or MIA. Just went into the shadows hiding. Something.
Yeah, I mean they could, but I think like for most of the fans, James Bond is so like ingrained into the franchise that I don't think they would want to do that. But really, I've been thinking ever since I saw Spectre, and I don't know what your thoughts are on that maybe they should just like stop making James Bond movies. I don't know.
I mean, for a while, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I think they should have ended with Skyfall, in my opinion. It was would have been a good ending.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of open, and it's not easy to top that movie.
No, that was it is probably like the best Bond movie ever, I would say. It's maybe not the most entertaining because it's so dour, but it's definitely like the most well-made Bond movie.
I mean, I in my opinion, I think it's better than Casino Royale.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
And I love both the villains in those movies.
Yeah.
Or the main antagonists, rather.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, both those movies were like there was such a fresh take on James Bond without being too like out there. So that's what I've been like thinking about for the last couple of days. Like maybe they should just not do it. Do something else instead.
Because how many years was it between Die Another Day and Casino Royale? It was a couple of years, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it wasn't that many. It was, I think, Die Another Day.
Die Another Day came out like 2001, 2002, something like that.
I think 2002. Yeah, and Casino Royale was out in 2006.
7? Was it 6?
Yeah. So, and it feels like 2002 was Die Another Day, and Casino Royale was 2006.
But it felt like it was a really long time.
Yeah, it did, and I think there was some kind of like because that Die Another Day felt so dated somehow. It felt like a late 90s Bond movie, and people kind of wanted not to think about it too much because that one is really bad.
It's super bad.
Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing as with Batman and Robin, and then Batman Begins. It's only 7 years between Batman and Robin and Batman Begins, but in those 7 years, it felt like a lifetime went by without a good Batman movie. So it's kind of the same thing when you have a really bad movie that's followed up by a really good one.
Well, it was almost a lifetime between a good Batman movie because
yeah. I mean, but between
Batman Returns was the last one that was actually good. Although I think it's more of a nostalgia thing. I actually enjoyed. What is it, Batman Forever? But I was like 5.
Oh, I rewatched Batman Forever recently. It is. It's not as bad as Batman Robin, but it's pretty fucking bad.
You know, it is bad. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad.
No, it's not as bad.
I mean, you can still watch it and have a laugh.
Yeah, sure.
Robin is just terrible.
It's just terrible.
I mean, there's a difference between being a bad movie, and a terrible movie.
Well, yeah, a movie can be bad, but then it can be so bad that it's good, and then it's entertaining again.
Yeah. For example, what was the third Bond movie? The One That's Not Enough. I mean, it's a bad movie, but it's not a terrible movie.
No, I kind of like that.
I didn't like Tomorrow Never Dies, though. I thought it was. I think that GoldenEye and then The World Is Not Enough are the two good Pierce Brosnan movies.
Yeah, well, definitely GoldenEye. Because that also felt like a rejuvenation of the Bond franchise, just like Casino Royale did. But yeah, going back to Spectre and now the number 25. They were supposed, like this. They still have the release date for 2019. But I've also heard that they're going to postpone it because of all this behind-the-scenes drama. So it might not even come out until 2020. And then it's been a 5-year hiatus, which then it almost feels like it's just better to like start over and like try to do a new thing instead of following up Spectre, especially since it was so poorly received. And then we got to segue into the next topic, which is who was going to replace Danny Boyle, and the biggest it's still just a rumor, but the biggest name connected with Bond is Edgar Wright. I don't know. I think it's an interesting choice. We talked a little bit about it before we started streaming, Gabba.
Yeah.
But what was your opinion on it?
I mean, I love Edgar Wright. I love all his movies. I think he's a great director. But I don't think that this is the right choice for him or for the studio. I mean, I'm all for him doing a spy movie, but I don't think he should do this franchise, at least. In my opinion, he feels more like a Kingsman director, because then he can use his comedy, and it will not change the tone too much from, because each one is supposed to be, well, at least the new movies are more grittier and less goofy than some of the other.
Yeah, they've been much more grounded, and I mean, he's not known for his grounded movies. What is your opinion on Edgar Wright, Danny, as a director for a Bond movie?
Thinking about it, when you mentioned it, I was excited because I love Edgar Wright. He has an auteurish feelings to his movies. He has a movie language that is very approachable and very funny. Then I realized, oh shit, it could be an Ant-Man situation again. Yeah. His vision may be way too radical for the movie company, and I think that could create a huge problem.
Yeah, because he, like you mentioned, Ant-Man, he's been in this situation before, where he was like feeling too constrained by the producers and like just walked off the set. So if they're having like problems, if they're having creative problems with the original director, bringing in Edgar Wright might not be the best choice. Even though I think I would want to see an Edgar Wright Bond movie, because even though his movies are more like comedic in tone, even though he can obviously make some like really dramatic stuff as well.
Oh yeah,
because his movies they're usually like laced with some dramatic stuff, some tension towards the end of the movies. I think I don't know, just because James Bond is such a it's like an institution in England or Great Britain. I mean, a British director just me speculating once again, would almost see it like an honor to direct a James Bond movie, and like that he would step up to the step up to the challenge, and like let's not make an Edgar Wright movie, let's make a James Bond movie, but kind of put his little touches on it.
Yeah, and I think it would be a huge possibility to see what's the name of his main actor?
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg is Q. I truly believe that could be a hot contender for being Q.
Yeah,
or Nick Frost.
I don't think Simon Pegg would be too weird for him to jump from Mission Impossible to one.
Because he's basically playing Q in the Mission Impossible movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it would be fun to see, or Simon Pegg as James Bond.
I mean, Nick Frost as Q.
Yeah, Nick Frost as the Q. Nick Frost needs more love from Hollywood.
Yeah. So like I said before, it's just a rumor. They technically don't have a director right now. But his name was like the one that popped up the most. There was a few others actually.
Yeah. Jean-Marc Vallée was one.
Oh yeah.
The director of Dallas Buyers Club. And it's probably because of Little Big Lies on HBO that he's been named a contender. And I truly believe he could be adaptable to James Bond.
Sure.
He's a good, competent director. He hasn't made a really bad movie. Both Dallas Buyers Club and Wild are good movies.
I've only really seen Dallas Buyers Club, and I didn't really see a James Bond movie in there. Is it? Mm-hmm. I heard it wasn't. I heard there were some good performances in it, but that the movie was kind of bad.
No, the movie's good.
Okay.
It gets shit upon a lot, but I think it's because of his career in Little Big Lies that he does for.
I mean, that show
HBO.
it was really good.
What was that?
That show was really good.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I should watch it though.
Oh yeah,
it was amazing. You should watch it.
Yeah,
and and then you're gonna probably talk about the other name because that was exciting as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the other name I saw pop up was David Mackenzie, and that is a director I like, because he made my favorite movie of 2016. He made Hell or High Water. And he also made an amazing movie that came out a few years before that called Start Up, which was a prison thriller drama with what's his name? Jack O'Connell, I think his name is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jack O'Connell. And like I don't know. David Mackenzie, if Daniel Craig still plays James Bond, because he has this kind of intensity to his performance as Bond, and I think David Mackenzie could really utilize that intensity very well, because his movies, especially Start Up, they're very, very tense when it comes to if you want to say the action scenes. So that would be almost more interesting than Edgar Wright. So I don't know, man. It would be fun to see Edgar Wright, but it feels more plausible, in my book at least, that David Mackenzie would get the job.
Because at least his latest movie was more, the tone of it maybe it was more like a Bond. I mean, it was kind of dark.
Yeah, exactly. And he did something recently, I want to say.
I just watched up his IMDb. I thought he did LA Gigolo or Spread with Ashton Kutcher. He actually directed that.
I haven't seen that one, but I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, that was the thing. He's making this Netflix movie, Outlaw King. That's his new thing with Chris Pine. About Robert the Bruce, the Scottish king. So, and that one also, if you just look at the trailer of that one, it looks very tense. He's good at tension. So, yeah, I think he could be a pretty good choice for director. But let's speculate wildly, just off the top of your head. We start with Danny. Who would be your main choice to direct a new Bond movie? Don't even think about who produced it, and it has to fit with the rest of the franchise. Just who would make the most interesting Bond movie?
What? Can I really?
Oh yeah, just go wild.
It would be a truly original Bond movie, but it would be a Bond movie like you've never seen before. Tommy Wiseau directs James Bond, obviously. Come on.
Yeah, but then he would have to play Bond.
But it's difficult because any director I'm thinking of, I see too much cons with. David Fincher, nah, it would be too difficult. He would make it really violent as well, which would scare away the PG audience. He would make an R-rated Bond, and I think the producers wouldn't allow it. I was as well thinking Denis Villeneuve, but I think that he could be a good contender, but I think that he wants to put more human dilemma in it. And I think that could be a conflict. That could be a creative difference.
I mean, he's the guy that directed Blade Runner, right?
Yeah. And Sicario.
I mean, he wouldn't get. I mean, all those movies he had done, maybe they're great, but were they box office hits?
No, not
Blade Runner Blade Runner flopped.
Yeah, because it was so expensive to make.
It barely brought in the money to.
I mean,
the movie companies.
Blade Runner, the original flop as well, didn't it?
Yeah,
but
because they suck. What?
Oh.
Who's that? What?
I want to say that the first one sucked. I think it's very overrated.
I don't think the second one sucks. That's unfair. But I wasn't as hyped about it
But then I was thinking about good British directors, and I fought for a second Matthew Vaughn, but I dropped it. He already made a Bond movie.
Yeah,
so he doesn't make another one. What? I'm gonna make like a Bond movie, but it has to be more serious, and my character does not get to fuck one in the asshole. Nah, it's not gonna happen.
How do you know that? Because there was a shower scene in, I think, Skyfall.
No, it's Casino Royale.
That too.
Well, there's several shower scenes
and weird shaving scene as well.
Yeah, that was Skyfall.
But honestly, I thought Danny Boyle was such a perfect choice for a director, but creative differences, man.
I mean, in hindsight, I think he wasn't really the greatest choice for a director.
I don't know. Who would you pick, Gabby?
I mean, if it had to be British, it's a lot.
Oh, it could be anyone. It could be anyone.
But if it could be anyone, I would probably say David Fincher. I would like to see what he would do, and I would prefer an R-rated Bond movie.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
it is.
I'm pretty sure the Bond movies, almost all of them, are R-rated.
But who would play James Bond in a Fincher movie? He has directed Daniel Craig, so that wouldn't be a problem.
No, yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think Daniel Craig would come back for
Fincher.
Yeah, I think so. For Fincher, he would.
It would literally slit his wrist just to be in that movie. I think it was Fincher.
And Meatloaf with bitch tits will play Q.
I think that Fincher, at least, I mean, he would get people to go watch it.
Oh yeah, his name is a draw.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's a British, maybe Christopher Nolan, that would be kind of interesting. Because he said that he would like to do it someday.
Yeah, exactly. He is like expressed interest in it, and not because like the producers have asked him. He has just said it on his own. There was something I read about him though, that it was like they felt. I read it on Movie Zine, which is a Swedish movie blog or whatever you want to call it, and they thought he wasn't right for it, that he had too much of his own kind of style that wouldn't like fit in a James Bond movie.
Batman is basically a James Bond movie.
Well, yeah, exactly, and I think that is kind of a weird way to look at it. That like a new Bond could definitely be more like director driven than actor or script driven. I would love to see a Bond that has more of a vision, like a David Fincher or Christopher Nolan or an Edgar Wright, like someone with a different voice, directing voice. So I don't know.
I think Christopher Nolan, although I'm kind of tired of him, but I think he would be the best choice, but not if it has to come out in 2 years.
No. He would need.
Then I think for us, because if I want Nolan to do like a trilogy or at least 4 movies or something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe if they took Fincher just to do a standalone one movie, that would be kind of interesting. But if they put the movie on hiatus for example, for 4 or 5 years, then I think Christopher Nolan will be the greatest choice.
Yeah, I think so too. I just the way everything is now, it feels too chaotic. And if they're like looking to replace basically everything, like script, director, actor, it's pointless to just postpone it 1 year. Because even if they're like, oh, we have an extra year to make this movie, well, they still only have 2 years to make it, and it's going to be rushed.
They don't have a script, like you mentioned, so that's a huge problem.
Yeah, exactly. And a big production like a Bond movie, it's gonna take time, so it's gonna be rushed if they go ahead with this 2020 date as well. So yeah, I agree with you. They should just unofficially end the franchise, and then in like another 5 years maybe come back and do a proper reboot. It's sad though that they couldn't like continue with the Daniel Craig like timeline, because his movies were really good except for the last one. And they were going for more direct sequels. It was interesting.
I mean, it had the Pierce Brosnan thing. The first one was good. The second one was yeah. The third one was good. The fourth one was
it's very similar actually. But yeah, I just think that Bond as it is and has been, it needs to change its formula.
I think Ben Affleck would be a good choice too. I don't know why. I think because he captured tension so well in his movies.
Oh, you mean for a director?
Yeah. Not as Bond. Although he has been becoming a more serious and better actor after starting to direct.
He's already an alcoholic, so he would fit the part. Snap.
Sick burn. Sick burn. I mean, because Ben Affleck would work as well. I mean, I think even Ben Affleck's a better choice than Edgar Wright and Danny Boyle, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, if
if you want to go for the Skyfall route, I think those three that I mentioned are more appropriate. Maybe Danny Boyle could have done a good job too, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, because like what I read in that movie blog, that they want a director that doesn't have as much of his own like style. I think then maybe Ben Affleck would be better because he hasn't directed that many movies yet. What is he's done like 3?
3 or 4.
Yeah, it's 3.
It's Fargo, The Town, and Gone Baby Gone, right?
Yeah,
and Live by Night. That's apparently
right. Yeah.
Sucky Kuriaki.
I heard it wasn't that bad. Didn't he do The Accountant? Or was he just the main actor?
No, he was starring in The Accountant.
Yeah,
I actually liked The Accountant.
The Accountant was good. It was too long though. That was the problem. It was just too much stuff in it. It was directed by Gavin O'Connor, which is he's a good director. He wouldn't do a good Bond movie, I think, but
shit. British director that is a kind of a good director. He made music videos and made Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He has a name on G.
Yeah.
Mac G?
No. Yeah, Mac G. Oh my God, we got it.
Nay.
No. Wait, Hitchhikers.
Gareth Jennings.
Yes. Well,
he's an adaptable director. Competent, adaptable, and British.
I guess, but what?
Or they can just.
What has he done?
Go really, really British, it's like fucked up Britannia, and just let Chris Cunningham direct the movie and Aphex Twin make the music.
Sure.
Okay, why not just use Terry Gilliam?
Oh yeah.
Oh, because Terry Gilliam ain't British.
Nobody makes a lot of British movies.
Yeah.
Garth Jennings hasn't really done that much. I mean, he did Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but that was 13 years ago.
And that movie wasn't received.
No, it was kind of bad. Then he made Son of Rambo, which is a fun movie.
Son of Rambo is so fun.
Then it's just a bunch of music videos, a lot of Radiohead, and then
Coffee and TV by Blur he made. That's a beautiful music video.
Yeah, but it's a music video. It's not a Bond movie.
But a music video is a good resume.
Yes, but the latest movie he did was Sing. You remember Sing?
What? I mean, is that a generic animated movie? Yeah. That's why I told you he's adaptable.
Yeah, he's adaptable, but he's also
they need a director that's adaptable and competent. They're not gonna get a Sam Mendes type. It's difficult. Plus, that Sam Mendes had something that most directors don't have. He has a background in drama.
Sure. Yeah, that's why
he's a theater director before he made movies.
Yeah, and he still is. He's
still active.
So Yeah, that's why Sam Mendes he made the most like personal Bond movie, Skyfall.
Yeah.
But yeah, he fuck. I don't know what happened. He made such a good movie with Skyfall, and then he completely fucked up with Spectre. It was so not as good. I don't want to say terrible, but it was just not even close to.
How about Alex
Skyfall.
Garland?
I don't know. Wait, he made
Annihilation and Ex Machina.
Yeah, Ex Machina and Annihilation.
I liked Annihilation. I thought it was kind of
right. Cool. Oh yeah, I really liked Annihilation. I appreciated Ex Machina, even though it's really not a movie for me. So I can't say I like it, but I do.
And he also was one of the writers for 28 Days Later.
Yeah, and he wrote the Dredd movie, the Carl Urban movie, Dredd.
You mean the good Judge Dredd movie?
Yeah, exactly, the good Judge Dredd movie. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. He could probably make a good Bond movie.
I mean, he could take after Danny Boyle because you have worked with him previously. If he has something, if they wrote something or had some kind of idea, maybe he could.
Yeah.
Snowball it. And he's young and he's British.
Yeah, that's actually a really good choice. Alex Garland. Huh. Well, that settles it. We have it. But
who do you think?
Oh, me? I don't know. I was kind of like, I was really in on Danny Boyle as director, but other than that, I don't know who would direct it, but I would like to see. Well, yeah, David Mackenzie, but he was already rumored. I would like to see like Taylor Sheridan write a Bond movie. He's the guy who wrote Sicario and Hell or High Water, and now recently he wrote Wind River, which he did direct, but I don't think he's a competent enough a director to do a Bond movie. But I would definitely like to see him write it because he's good at writing like stoic male characters, which fits Bond pretty well. And also like he's good at writing like interesting plots. I mean, just look at Sicario, but he can also write like very personal stories as well. So I think he has a good mix of both. But who would direct it? I don't know. I guess what's he called? Miles. No, what is he called? Bennett Miller. You see the guy that made Moneyball?
And the Capote movie.
Yeah, exactly. Is that Bennett Miller? I don't remember. He made Foxcatcher. Or maybe
that's Bennett Miller.
Yeah, exactly. That could be an interesting one if we're going for like the bleak David Fincher style, or as Sam Mendes made at least Skyfall and Spectre. That could be interesting to see him direct action, or maybe I forget which Gilroy it is who made he made Night Stalker. Was it Tony Gilroy? Nightcrawler. Sorry. Was it Dan Gilroy or Tony Gilroy?
That's Dan Gilroy. Tony Gilroy made Michael Clayton.
Right. Yeah, like he could be like a competent, like middle. I don't want to say middle of the road, but like a director that doesn't really have a distinctive style to his directing, but could still make a really good like action movie with great characters.
And he can get. And he has directed Riz Ahmed. Then Riz Ahmed could be Q.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to really piss off people, he would be a good Q. I think Riz Ahmed has the charm. But who would be Bond in the world of Dan Gilroy?
In the world of Dan Gilroy, wow. Well,
Jake Gyllenhaal would play a villain.
Yeah, he could play a villain. Yeah, I was gonna say, could he do Bond? But no, I think it has to be a British guy. Well, Riz Ahmed is British, so he could play Bond. We live in an intersectional world. He could play Bond, right?
People
don't be racist.
I mean, have you heard all the backlash from people that like freaked out when they named the rumors started going around about Idris Elba.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Even Ian Fleming himself was critical.
Yeah, and I know even I was critical because and I listened to our podcast again, and I think that it's also such a it's so ingrained.
Bigot, so.
Well, yeah, exactly. I hate everyone, so you know, but yeah, he's been portrayed by a white actor since like 1963. And I mean, people got upset when they cast Roger Moore because he didn't have the right hair color. So like casting a person of color, I don't think people would accept it right away. At least
that's why they should do an MI6 movie instead.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and kind of like they could almost make it like
Mission Impossible, like about the team and have the different 1 to 7, and just announce it like an MI6 movie, and then don't reveal who Bond is until the end.
No! I got it. Bond is the villain. Bond goes rogue because they've done that before. They've done several like 00 agents that have gone rogue. I mean, that was the bad guy in Skyfall was an ex-00 agent. Yeah, GoldenEye as well. And I forget. It's someone. It's like an older movie. I don't know if it's Roger Moore or Sean.
This is starting to sound more like a Metal Gear Solid movie.
Well, ooh, yeah, that's
we should talk about that one in the future.
Yeah, we should. Well, I'm gonna write that down because I'm struggling with these topics. But yeah, just imagine that, like, because that was also one of the one of the news things that what they didn't like about the script, or what Danny Boyle objected to in the script, was that they wanted to kill off James Bond, which just sounds really weird. I'm not sure that is true. That's just something I read. But that was like one of the things he disagreed with. But if they're going in that direction, why not make it that James Bond goes rogue and another 00 agent, 008 or something? It's gonna be weird to switch from 007 to 008 though. But any other number, 005 or something, just goes after him and like becomes the new protagonist. That way they could introduce like Idris Elba without people being annoyed by it. The bigots, you know, the racists, the Nazis.
I mean, it could work. It would be interesting.
Yeah, and it could almost make it like what's it called? Like the Fugitive. Like, it's just one long chase movie.
I didn't betray my country.
Exactly.
I don't care.
I don't care. And it could almost be like you don't know who's the bad guy and who's the good guy. Like James Bond has always been the good guy. He can't just betray his country. There must be a reason for it. But then this new agent, he's just doing his job. He needs to bring Bond in. He starts to question his mission, and he wants to like find out why Bond did what he did. He blew something up or something. I don't know. And all the way up to the end, you don't know who's gonna live and who's gonna die. Is the new guy gonna kill Bond? Is Bond gonna triumph like he always does? I don't know. And then it just ends with him Idris Elba just shoots James Bond like point blank, and he just like, what? And he just dies, and the movie just ends there on a fucking cliffhanger. We got it.
But who would direct it?
Oh damn, yeah, that kind of a movie, I would say.
With twists and turns, Nolan would actually be.
Yeah, that could be a good Nolan movie. Ooh, then they could put Tom Hardy in it as well. That's just something. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Christopher Nolan. Maybe David Mackenzie. Maybe David Fincher. One of those three. I don't think. Well, Edgar Wright could do it as a spiritual sequel to Baby Driver. Could be a lot of music. I don't know.
But only with the Bond themes.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, the more we talk about it, the less interested I am in an Edgar Wright Bond movie. He should do his own thing.
I thought he because I follow Hideo Kojima's Instagram.
Yeah.
I saw that Hideo just took a picture with Edgar Wright recently.
Well, he takes pictures with everyone. He just goes around. He just travels the world and looks up all the directors and actors he loves and like, hey, I want to post with you. I hate him, or I'm jealous of him.
You can't hate Hideo.
No, you can't.
That would be kind of cool.
Oh, if he made a Bond movie,
he always wanted to direct movies.
Yeah, and I mean,
think about it.
Metal Gear Solid 3 is basically a spy game
And
with his kind of action in it as well.
And it has a theme song.
Yeah, that is, and it takes place in the 60s.
60s.
Yeah, that is basically a Bond movie.
I mean, that would be the coolest choice, I think.
That would be very, very interesting, because he definitely has a style to his directing. You can see that even though he directs video games, because they're basically movies with interactive parts.
That's really good, actually.
That would be kind of interesting.
I changed my answer to Hideo Kojima, actually.
Yeah, okay. Oh my god! But then, he's gonna sneak in like robots and mutants and like some huge conspiracy. It would be a weird one. I don't know.
Super weird.
It would be super weird, yeah.
But would it be as weird as an Edgar Wright movie? That's the question.
No,
I don't know.
It wouldn't be as weird as an Edgar Wright movie.
Well, how about if you go really like gothic and go Guillermo del Toro?
Nah. Yeah, I don't know. Dude.
He would work for a Sherlock movie, actually.
Yeah, he could probably do
the Hound. What is it? Baskerville.
Hound of Baskerville. Yeah, it's like a ghost story. Yeah, he could do that. Yeah, because his movies are better when they're a bit more fantastical. But speaking of Sherlock Holmes, I don't know. He's kind of fallen out of grace, but Guy Ritchie. Yeah, Guy Ritchie.
King Arthur wasn't that bad.
No,
thank you. I liked it.
Yeah, it was an okay movie. I had fun watching it.
We watched it together.
We watched it together, and I'm kind of sad that there's not gonna be any sequel, and that's sad because that could have been a fun franchise.
Yeah, and the problem with that movie, I thought, was there were too many montages. Like 50% of the movie is just montages of him doing stuff to cool music. But I liked how it deconstructed the hero's journey. I really enjoyed it for that. And then I thought the music was awesome in that movie.
I mean, it's a Guy Ritchie movie. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Jason Statham,
in my opinion, is one of the better one. Because I really didn't like what was it called, Revolver?
Which one?
Revolver.
Oh yeah, no, Revolver sucks. Yeah, it's really bad. I haven't seen Rock and Roll. It's the only one I haven't seen.
Rock and Roll is good.
The music is really good in that movie.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I should check that out.
And it has Tom Hardy.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Idris Elba as well.
Oh yeah. Well, there we have it. No. I still think
Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima does the chase movie with Idris Elba and Daniel Craig chasing each other. Mm. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Or like we said, just not make any more Bond movies. Yeah, make a new movie, a new franchise.
Put it on the back burner for now and.
Yeah, exactly.
Come back to it in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Do it properly with Nolan and give him time.
Yeah, exactly.
Just cancel the movie, give it to Nolan, sign a contract with him that he has to do 3 or 4 movies in like 10 years. From now.
And just pay him an obscene amount of money, and he just has to do it. That could probably work.
And then they can do that twist thing as well. I mean, they could have it in the second movie. In the first movie, he gets like betrayed and decides to go rogue, and then have your movie idea in the second, and the cliffhanger in the third, and the fourth, and so on.
Nice. Yeah, that would be the best thing. Yeah, because like we said, it's way too chaotic as it is now. Nothing's working. Just take a break, collect yourself, and then make a good Bond movie again.
Because we don't want a Spider-Man situation again.
No. Can you imagine? It's been 11 years since Spider-Man 3 came out, and since then we've had 2 reboots of Spider-Man after that. That franchise is fucked. Even though Homecoming was pretty good, Spider-Man is just such a clusterfuck at this point. And now they're making their own Venom movie, which
it's not part of the Spider-Man universe.
No, but then they're gonna have to introduce Spider-Man at some point if that movie becomes a success. So we're gonna have another Spider-Man then? I don't know. Yeah, just like put it on ice, figure it out, then make the best movie you can.
I mean, I don't care how they do, but they should just get their shit together.
Exactly.
Insert a Rick and Morty quote.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like we figured out. We fixed their problems. We have a new director. We have sort of a plot. We have the actor.
Your plan, basically.
Yeah, it's a new franchise. So I think we solved their problems. I don't know. Do you have anything to add? Any of you?
No.
I think that the best choice should actually be put it on a hiatus.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it to Nolan and let him do his work.
Exactly. Let him save it. But yeah, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Actually, it came a little shorter, but it usually is when we have such a small subject to talk about. But yeah. Thanks for being here, and thank you to everyone who watched it. I thought we had a couple of viewers for a while. Yeah, leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you disliked it, of course. Subscribe if you want to see more, because we're gonna do this every week now, at least for a while, until we run out of ideas again. Because this is officially season 3 of Please Don't Livestream.
Yeah.
So and I actually have next week's subject already, but I don't want to spoil it right now. So for now, I just want to say thanks for watching, and until next time, have a good one. And where's the button? There it is.